Alrighty. Hope everybody can hear me. This is the start of a new series. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Trying to get this straight here. Alright, yeah, you guys should be able to hear me. I think I got it all correct here. Alright. I know we're a little, well, I'm a little bit behind on my, see if I can get it a little bit closer for my lag here. Alright, this is the first of the instruction series. Sorry I stepped on you a little bit there, Sonia. I generally just forgot, so forgive that. Hey, Madonna. Alright. So I take it you guys can hear me, right? Oh, you guys are kind of quiet. I'm sure you can hear me. If you see my lips moving and no sound, you let me know. Okay, this is the first of instruction series. Now, as I wrote everything down, I got it on my cabinet here. Some of the subjects kind of run into each other, like sunsets or sunsets with this and that on it. So with it all written down, I can knock off a few birds with one stone. So I'm going to try to do that. All right. Okay. We're going to take a little bit of time with this. I'll explain things to you as if I was actually teaching a class and students were following along with me. All right. I do have paints already prepared. I just got the lids over them. All right. So I'll use this. Okay. This will be a desert scene, a desert mesa somewhere in the southwest. There'll be some cactus. I got a dead bull skull over here in the foreground. As you can see, I've got the vanishing point, or the horizon line rather. The vanishing point obviously is over here, but it's the horizon line. Then I got the perspective lines marked out. I marked the lines out for a few different reasons. When we get to it, either it will be a mixture of rocks, or I will put cracks in the ground like just dried up earth, or maybe both. Maybe some bushes in there. It is a desert, so you're not gonna really find that much. But that's why the grid. Well, it's not even a grid, but it's the perspective lines. Okay. We will start with the clouds. People want a sunset. Okay. Sunset was named twice. All right. I think it was named twice. As I'm looking here. Yeah. It was named twice. So now there is a difference between a sunrise and a sunset. Um, a sunrise will have your reds and oranges and pinks and such, and a little faint blue. Okay, your sunsets will have purple in it, which will represent, the nighttime coming. Okay, which is usually represented toward the top somewhere. But you got all sorts of pretty colors going on underneath. Okay, and with with the sunset, you're gonna have a few clouds in there. So we're gonna try to pull that off. I haven't done any Arizona type mountains in quite a bit of time. It's been a minute since I've done anything like that. I usually stray away from subjects like that because other than the pretty mountain rocks or whatever, there's not much else besides the sky and really the colors. All right, not much really to paint, but if I put a little more time and detail in it, it'll look pretty impressive. But once again, I have to be careful. It is for beginners. Okay, people who are starting out, people who are either intermediate or something. All right, I mean, they might not even know how to draw the skull of the animal. To which I had to use a photo reference for the skull. I don't need the photo reference. I mean, it's just a skull, so I can do the shading or whatever for that when we get to it. But I do have it masked. I have it masked because of the amount of color I'm going to have to lay down here for the bottom half. All right. But we're not really going to concern ourselves with the bottom half. Therefore, I'll use one of these. Because once again, we're not really going to concern ourselves with the bottom half right now. It's all about being above. So I shall nicely mask this stuff off. All right. We're not concentrating on the bottom as of yet. We'll deal with just the top up here. All right. Hello, Linda, Rosemary. I'm just reading what you're saying. Okay. I'll remove the cups and the lid. All right. Primarily, we have colors basically more or less for the sky. We're going to concentrate on the sky. What you see on the 16 by 20 inch canvas panel is just a penciled scenery. That's it. Bare bones. The mountains, horizon line, skull, all penciled in, which will obviously be covered with the paint. So I'm not really worried about the pencil lines being dark. I did it dark for the camera. All right. Okay. So the colors we have is umber, purple, a light sky blue, deep red, yellow ochre, lemon yellow, and titanium white. All right. So this is what we're going to use, and this is you know okay. I can use glycerin, but most people who start out do not have vegetable glycerin, so I have to tackle it like anybody else would pretty much tackle something like this, and we just use water for it. So there's going to be a lot of scumbling, a lot of blending and such. You got a short time limit. I'm using the Chalkola paints. The Chalkola paints have like glycerin in it, and I really don't want to put glycerin on top of glycerin. Okay, but we will be using some layered colors a little bit later on, depending on how far I want to go with this today. Maybe we'll do the sky and the mountains, and then we'll do the rest on tomorrow. It all depends on how fast it goes. All right. Okay. So let's get some things going here. We're gonna get our colors in. We're trying to blend our colors as best we can. We're gonna put clouds in there. People wanted clouds in the sunset. That's fine. That's cool. We'll do it that way too. But we're gonna start with we're gonna just block in the sky with certain colors, and we'll match things in with that. All right. Okay. I'm going to use a 1-inch brush today. I could use the thicker brush, but we're going to work with the clouds. We'll concentrate on the clouds to be a little more specific with our clouds, being that it's going to be a sunset. I am going to paint through the mountains. They will still be seen. Even with the paint dry, you'll still be able to see a little bit of the outline of the mountains. We're going to go that way. All right. Hey, William. How you doing? Hello, Pittsburgh. How you doing? Pittsburgh, this is the first of a series of me actually teaching this style of painting. All right, I'm gonna do it's a little more traditional because I won't use the glycerin. It will not be the wet on wet method for this anyway. But I want to teach it in a way that beginners can at least try it. They can give it a shot. I chose 16 by 20 because I can put a little more detail in it. It's a little bit larger surface to do what we need to do on it. All right. Okay. So we will start off. We'll get a little bit of water on here. Okay. And this just wets the canvas and it helps the paint to move along a wee bit. Paint right through the rocks. Don't worry about it. If the paint smudges, so what? You're not going to see it. Or if the pencil line smudge, you're not going to see it. All right. Let me get some of this color in here. And we go right from the bottom here. Once again, I'll paint right through the mountains. Doesn't matter. Paint right through it. You're going to see pencil lines, smudge marks or whatever. That's okay. Let it happen. It's all right. Let it happen. All right. We're going to get a little touch of white, just a little bit. We're going to brighten up the center a little bit. You can't tell right now, but you keep building it up. All right. Paint's still a little wet. I just want to build up where the main part of the glow is going to be in there. Like so. Let's go into our little touch of yellow ochre. We'll kind of slide our yellow ochre in there. Little bits. We'll pop a little curve in there like that. We'll blend this in. A lot of blending. real subtle like. I'll go back into my water, just wet it a little bit. Okay. When you use water, okay, you got a little bit of a time limit with it. All right. So just to let you know, we'll go back into our yellow ochre. We'll come over here to the side and bring it up. Keep playing with it. You're giving her supper now. All right. A lot of back and forth. A lot of back and forth. All right. A little more water. I'm gonna come up around in here. We'll play around over here for a second. So get a little wet here. All right. A little dot, and I mean a little dot. I'll put it down here. A little dot of red. Red is extremely powerful. Follow me. Really, really powerful color, this red. And I want to lightly pop it into that yellow, back and forth. Let it blend in. I'm not concerned about up there. It's really right in here where the rocks are and where the lid of the sky is. Put it right in there. A little touch of water. With acrylic paint, once again, you got a short window for this. Okay. Keep it smooth. I'm gonna dip into some yellow and yellow ochre together. I'm gonna come up around in here. Give it a little water. Just loosen up the paint, let it flow along. While it's wet, strengthen up that yellow ochre a little bit. Fade it. Dip into my yellow and pop it up in here. Get that little orange going. A little yellow ochre, a little bit of red, mix it in together. Get a nice little medium of color. Go on up there with it. Even with this stiff 1-inch brush that I'm using, you can still vary your strokes. See a little bit of yellow. I'll pop that yellow in here. Yellow is a semi-transparent color. You'll still see it, but it's just one of those nice colors you can layer on top of another color. And then you just lightly blend it all in. Okay, like so. I'm coming up here on the top. I'm gonna thin some of this stuff up on the top to thin it out a little bit. It looks crazy right now. Give it a second. Give it a second. Go into our little sky blue color right up here up on top. I'm going to bring this light blue up across the top, up here. Charcoal paints is a different type of paint. It's little, it's got like this, it's got a lot of glycerin in it. And you can, well, you will be able to tell by the texture and the way it goes on canvas. Okay. Now I know it looks a little strange, a little odd right now until we fine tune it. Now, with this ugly duckling stage that I'm doing, don't get discouraged. Don't lose confidence. It's going to look like this. Don't worry. It's all right. Let it look the way it's looking. Keep going. Keep going with it. Slight touch of white to make it a little opaque. Okay. You can cover up some things there. Drag some of that this way. Once again, I am using a 1-inch knife, or 1-inch brush to do this. Fade it right in there. Work it all the way through. Now I see on my camera that it looks like way dark. And that's just the lighting doing that. And it's okay, that's cool. But we're gonna work our way with this. And we still got our purple to add. Bring some of that blue down there. And it's just me making X strokes all across it. And remember, clouds are going to be added within all of this also. A little bit of purple. You do need the purple in here for a sunset. Let's set that purple up top here. And we're going to bring some of that purple down in here. Get as much as I can off my brush, and then we'll fade it in there. Just keep rubbing it away. Keep blending. Blend, blend, blend. We're gonna go back into some of this. I just want to lay all this color down first. So I know it looks kind of odd, even just scary. Like, you know, what the heck? Keep working at it. Keep working at it. You're gonna fine tune all of this. Go back into our blue, right on top of that purple. Mix it right in there. Blend it. All right, now a lot of that is dry already. Now watch what I do with that, because I know it looks nuts. Really enjoyed your child-friendly snowman, Mary. I'm looking for what I can't find right now, but that's all right. I'll use a soft brush. I'm gonna use a little softy guy right here. Okay, let's go into a little touch of purple. and some white. And we're working some clouds within all of this of what I just did. Okay, we're gonna scumble in some clouds. Now, how do you do this and make it look somewhat decent? Okay, well, right now I'm just patting the cloud work in there. It's still a little wet, but we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that working in there. Just pat it in there, just where you want them to go. Okay, you let that brightness work for you. You follow me? Let it work for you. Let's go in some of that lighter cloud work. Little dot of white, and let it blend it right in. You just scumble some of that paint in there. Just go in with a little touch of, we'll try a little yellow ochre. So it's my white and yellow ochre. And we'll pop a little bit of that up in here. Just like this. I'll blend that right in. Yeah. You see what's going on? Look at that nice light spot there. Now we're going to come over here on the other side. Tap in the shape you're looking for. Come on. And see, you can just scumble all of that mixture in there. And go into our red, a little touch of white in it. We'll play around with some of this up around in here. You're not going to totally omit that sky, but we're going to put some very nice colors in there. They wanted a colorful sky. Now, these are a few people that want different things, okay? And I'm showing you how to do it. Now, our brightness is toward the bottom, so we're going to accentuate some of that also. So don't be afraid to mix your cloud colors into each other, all right? Hey, it's a little dark. You guys are seeing it a little dark. I'm not. But I can tell it's a little dark for you guys. Okay. So I can see that. I noticed that it's happening for you. Now I know I have a mountain here. I'll paint right through the mountain. Right through here, paint right across that mountain there. I'm just scumbling those textures of the sky. Right past the mountain. All right. Play around with a little more red. Let's play way up here with it. Up in here like this. Put it in this way. There's a mountain right in here, so it's going to go past that mountain too. play with a little purple. Now the purple, keep the purple a little ominous, a little dark up here. You know, we got some nighttime stuff happening in there. You don't have to go heavy-handed. Getting a lot of textures, a lot of cloud texture up there. All up in here. Now, once again, charcoal has glycerin in it. It's a little, quote unquote, greasier than the paints that I'm accustomed to using. So it's definitely a lot of wet on dry. So when you do it in this more or less traditional fashion, it's just a lot of blending in it. So just keep that in mind. On the tippy top up there, I got a little bit of brown. Mix that brown into the purple, and it's going to bring your other stuff out. A darker cloud cover like this tends to recede things a bit. Okay. And brown and purple are somewhat in the same family, believe it or not, which is why it tends to match. Okay. A little touch of brown. We're gonna come over here, add some of that brown way up here in this purple area. All up in here. You're gonna keep moving it around. This is how you build up your layers and build up your cloud layers. Still looking to see what I want to add here. Well, I can tickle some right up in there. Now with me adding this red up here, like this, and while it's still somewhat wet, I can blend a little bit of that sky blue in there. I don't have any more of that sky blue, do I? Nope, I don't. So we'll just take a little bit of white, a little bit of purple, right into that blue. Now sometimes you'll run into a problem of burning your see this little white blotch here and right there. That's where you over rubbed and you burnt a nice little hole in it. It's usually come from overworking a wet area. Okay, but that's where those come from. And when you encounter that, you can work your way around that. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Just let that dry up a little bit. All right. What am I at here? What do I want to add? I still want to add some more love down below there. So I still want some more cloud play too. Let's go into touch of yellow, small amount of red, a little more yellow than that. We'll mix it in there. Like so. Get a little bit of white, pop it in there. We're gonna get some of that orangey color back, like that. All right, and we'll play in here. The white will help make a lot of that opaquing, kill a lot of that, blend some of this right into the other clouds. Blend it right in. Blend it in there. You're not hurting nothing. Okay. Trust me, you're not. Pop it right in there. Just like that. Go right through your mountain. Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm not too fond with the charcoal. It will make great backgrounds. I'll use the paint for backgrounds, whatever. I really would. I'm just using it up right now just to use it up. Yes, that's the issue with me with the charcoal brand paint. I heard the gouache was wonderful though. There was no complaints with the gouache at all. A little touch of white. Let's go into this little mix here with the white. We'll play in here. So right in here, we'll bring some of that white cloud play in there. This color. Right past the mountains. They get a little bit brighter as you come down a little bit. Another touch of white. Go back into that color. And we'll play with some of that down in here. All up in here. And this color also helps blend your corresponding colors where they meet and they don't look that great. You can always blend them in. Okay. Always blend them in. You can use this color because all these colors are kind of related to each other, more or less. So if you see something you don't like or whatever it needs to be cleaned up, you can always see. You can blend it in. Go a little bit lighter, up into the other color. It's all right. You can always nicely just scumble and blend it in. Keep working with it. Keep working. Keep working. Let's go back up to let's go with a little bit of purple, a little white, more purple. Up in here. Come up here like that. Make a little noise with it right up in there. Scumble away. Remember, you can add all sorts of layers, all sorts of fun things in there, like so. Okay. Try not to um, um, put more emphasis or give more attention to one side than the other. At least try your best not to do that. I'm just going into my purple a little bit into my white and red. All right, and we'll bring some of that love over here on this side with this scumble. I'll wait till we come back here. Okay. It also gives that weird, creepy desert look to it because, you know, light hits in all sorts of funky little ways. All sorts of different characteristics in a creepy, weird desert sky because they got all these colors going around, you know. So we're going to add some more love down toward the middle there. So we're going to go toward a little bit of yellow, a little touch of white, white and yellow. And we're going to bring some of that joy up in here. Now, when you do this, okay, emphasize that white and yellow in there. Now, go with my white, a little bit of titanium white in there. Come on in here like this. Take some of that. Just like that. Put it right in there. Go past your mountains. It's important to, I'm getting a little yellow ochre in there. Go past your mountains a little bit there. Add those different varieties and different tones in there. Go all up into your mountains doing it. Okay, just keep continuing on with it. Once again, you're building up all of this interesting cloud play in there. And it's just layer after layer. You look at it, even if you have to step away for a bit. Once again, don't get discouraged. Okay. Hey, Capro, how are you? Yeah, yeah, it's very strange. I've lived in Tucson, 6 years or so. Yeah, I've seen all sorts of crazy stuff. I wasn't too fond with lightning in the daylight. I wasn't too happy with that. You can keep that heat lightning. You can keep all of that. I wasn't a big fan of heat lightning. Now, when doing stuff like this, with me massive clouds and a lot of texture, a lot of stuff going on with the clouds, I do tend to go toward the filbert brush. No matter what the size, I'm a little comfortable. This is just me. I'm more comfortable with a filbert doing it. Okay. But once again, that's just me. All right, I'll take some titanium white just on the tip. Well, I've got a little bit of red in it, but that's all right. On the tip of the filbert. Let's see, I can do little things like this with the clouds with the filbert brush. It also has a little joyous little things in there. This is why I enjoy the filbert brush so much, because I can add these little joys, all this little nuances in there, and you can quickly build it up doing all of this. You know, if this is the type of sky you want, and you can go for it. All up to you. What you're looking for. What do you want in your sky? Once again, I enjoy this part. And once again, you're just building up all of this. You know, you can do this and pop a lightning bolt in there. No one would know. They wouldn't think of nothing of it. You know, they would love it, especially if you lived out there, because you know lightning bolts happen. Okay. Now, since I'm doing wet on dry, I got a time limit to do what I'm doing here, especially with this white. You don't have to do all of that. It might seem a little extra. Okay. It might. You know, you might like it, you might not. Okay. Don't know. Don't know. Let's take a little bit of purple. We'll put the purple right here. A little touch of white in that purple. Okay. So yeah, you got your little purple highlights, and you can play around all of them here if you want. You don't know. You will never know how much white you actually need to pull it off. Once again, this is me and the filbert brush having a little fun. See? And you're playing around with the shapes. You already established your shapes in there. And so you're just accentuating what you've already laid down. Okay, so have a little fun. Play with it. Come here on the bottom, come around in here, come down, that. And you're just creating more texture, more hues. You're playing around with your values a lot. Right. Remember to stand back and check it out. Look at it. All right. Let's look at it. Let's take a little bit of yellow ochre. A little yellow ochre and white. Take and go across. Meet the other side a little bit. And keep in mind, you have no glycerin on here. You're working dry, wet on dry. So there's a lot of scumbling you're doing. Those textures in there. All right. I'll take a touch of red. I usually use the tip of the brush. Remember, red makes things recede. Okay. I'll just scumble a few bits and pieces in there. Now remember, I can still see my mountain. This one's going up here and then going out like that. So I still see all that going on. Okay, now as I've been talking to you and doing this, all right, it's about layering and blending. Yes, definitely. That's all I've been doing. It's layering and blending. Let's take a touch of yellow, lemon yellow, and a touch of white. Lemon yellow, touch of white right up in here. Okay, I'll wipe off the rest on my lap here. I don't need the rest. I just need this. And blend away. Scumble and blend. Now remember, there's no glycerin. You got a short window to do all this fun stuff. A very short window. Here, let's get some more white and let's come over here. Let's add some bulb in here. Let's bring that in here. Nice little glow in there. Okay. All right. Watch this. Let's take another little bit of white and we'll add another spot right in there. And so what I'm doing right here in this little spot, this little area, all right, I just built another layer. Okay, so you got your highlight layer. It fades into whatever color's underneath. Then you got another highlight layer and you fade that. And now you got two layered clouds. Definitely one behind the other one. You got me? And so you're doing that repeatedly with different colors and you're messing with different I just said the word too, but you listen different hues of the same color on top of other colors that are actually related to each other. All these colors are pretty much related to each other. So obviously you got your oranges and your reds and your yellow, your warm colors are related to each other. Then you have your blues and your browns, okay, purples. They're related to each other, okay, and they're all hanging out together. All of those colors I mentioned are all hanging out together. You follow me? Okay. Now, if I did a sunrise, there will be no purple. Purple will be non-existent. Won't be no purple there. Okay. But this is pretty much a sunset. It's gonna, sky's coming down. You know, all of that is gonna come down this way. All right. Hey, Billy. William, go for it. I'm showing you how to do it for free. It'll be on YouTube forever. You can always come back to it. You can always come back to it. As you notice, I'm spending a lot more time on this than I ever really usually do. And when I do that, it turns out like this. All right, and it's just more of the technique that I've always been showing in all my videos. Well, involving painting like this anyway. Once again, there's no magic super secret serum put on the board or anything like that. It's just water and paint. All right, and it's a paint that I really don't enjoy, but I learned to work with it because I know what's in it. Okay, like I say, it does have its uses. It does. The only thing that's the brand that I like is the titanium white. Everything else is straight Chocola paints. So yeah, all Chocola paints. All right. As I'm looking at it, as I'm checking things out here and there, okay, I can take once again the tip of the filbert brush, just a little bit of the purple, and we'll create some more tones. Remember, a darker color brings everything back. You follow me? And I don't have to have such a sharp edge to them. Just fade it out. All right. If I run out of it, a little color, it's all right. I'll get some more, pop it in there. Those interesting little angles and all that stuff working in there. All right. I probably would put some more when you're doing something like this, where you're taking a little bit of time and there's no real rush. Okay, you can really study it, experiment with it, play around, you know, and just do what you feel you need to do. If you do what you feel you need to do with it, all right. Okay. Now, I will probably more or less keep it like that. I don't really want a lot of action going on over here. There's stuff happening in here anyway. Anything that looks pretty much kind of dark for you guys, because I don't have all the main lights on. I should, but I don't. But there's all sorts of stuff happening in here. You just might not see it. There's stuff going on in here. There's stuff everywhere where there's a sky. There's something going on with it. All right. So I appreciate that, William. I don't know if you agreed, but what about Toto? I don't know if you were talking to somebody else or talking to me. Pittsburgh said she's looking for an angel in the cloud. I think I did a cloud like that. What did I do? Golgotha or something like that. It was some Easter painting I did that had an angel in the cloud. It sold that night. It didn't dry right, and someone requested to buy it, and I sold it. Okay. Now that we have this going on, okay. Oh, and by the way, it's dry. Dry. All right. That just comes from me messing with that, but as you can see, it's all dry. No smears or anything. It's all dry. Okay. One of the advantages of acrylic paint that if acrylic paint with water, it dries like that. All right. Okay. But then again, I worked with just water or a paint and just the board, the canvas itself. What I forgot to tell you is that yesterday night I did what we call gesso, the board. But what I used was this is good stuff. I would recommend it. You guys can't really see it that well. I'll put it here, like that. This stuff is made by Palette. All right, Waverly chalk paint, right from Walmart. But look at it, chalk white. Okay, there's two types. Get the chalk white. One is mega super thick. All right, and I prepped the board using that and just a little bit of umber. So white paint and a touch of umber to get it. It's still, it looks white, but it's not. It's it's not. Okay. No, I got I got tape on the edges. So if I ever peel back the tape, you'd see what white looks like compared to what's on there. It looks white, but it's not. All right, it's this weird white tan kind of look to it. Okay, and I did that on purpose. All right, I did it on purpose. Okay, so we're at 8:19. At the time of this recording, I gotta say that. All right, now I can start filling in our mesas in here. Okay, all right. Our closest mesa is this guy going this way. The furthest one away, I'm contemplating if it would be this one or that one. And I'm thinking in my mind, more or less, this is going to be the one furthest away, and then second furthest. All right, so now I'm doing this on purpose because now I'm working in aerial perspective for you guys. But a couple people wanted sunsets with clouds and colors and whatever. Here's clouds and colors and in a sunset. Okay. I know Larry wanted something to do with an animal horn, so he's fascinated with death head skulls. All right. Oh no, no, far from Angel. Electrical storms in Arizona are amazing. Well, Fatima, I'll say that it is a extreme toss up between Florida and Arizona. Arizona's lightning tend to come straight down, where Florida's flash across the sky. Man, Arizona's lightning is super deadly. That stuff, I mean, you see it hitting mountains, hit, oh, it's crazy. Oh, it's nuts. The center of the road, they come straight down. Um, in Florida, it's going across the sky and looking all crazy. And you can see them, and if you're close enough, you can smell them. And I've been, I don't know if you can say fortunate or unfortunate enough to smell lightning. Um, but it's crazy. Okay, let's start to fill in our mountains. I'm going to do the one that's furthest away, or what I would think is the furthest away. Now, how would I do that and get away with it? Well, I'll show you that right now. I'll show you that with a, for right now, I'll show it to you with a 1/2 inch flat brush. The thing is with mountains, especially when you have more than two different groups of mountains, you got three here, and you still want to show distance. The one that's furthest away will be the one that looks the most like the clouds. So that now involves creating atmosphere. All right, so the furthest mountain away will look like its background, which would be all of this. Okay, all right. So let's take a little bit of white. We'll put it right here. You can see it. You can see it. We'll come over here and get some of this yellow ochre. All right. A slight touch of the red. Now, I got to be mindful and actually make enough of this stuff. That's one of my personal drawbacks. I never tend to make enough. Okay. I'm putting a little umber in there. Now remember, it looks a little pinkish. It's fine. Pink brown. It's going to dry darker than what you're looking at. Well, let's try this. We're going to come here. And I'm going to start to sketch in There's nothing really gentle and smooth about Arizona rocks. That's just some rugged stuff here. Rugged, rugged, rugged. It'll kill you rugged. That is the Arizona rocks formation. Okay. And I'm not scared to paint through my other rocks because I'll still see them. But right now, my concern is getting that nice rugged shape going for it. And you're blocking it in. Okay. Block it in. I'm going right past the other mountain. I don't care. And you shouldn't either. You'll see it. Now, as this dries, it darkens as it dries. So keep that in mind also. Keep that in mind also. Okay. I'm going to get a slight touch of white. And I'm going to pat that white all up in there. I'll pat it till it disappears. And I'm just adding more atmosphere to this mountain. And do it while it's still yet kind of wet. Okay, so it just blends in. This will make sense to you later on. Get it in there. Blend it in there. Blend it in there. Just put it in there. You're all right. Put it in there. Put it in there. I'm looking at it still. I'm going to go with a little bit of white. I'm coming in here in this color. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. Pat, 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 pat it in there. This will make sense in a while. It doesn't make sense to you now, but it will. Now, you may ask yourself, no, I'm just kidding. But you may ask yourself, if I'm doing all of this now, why didn't I just start off with this color? Don't do that. How are you going to build layers if you're going to try to do a complete layer on the first try? One, it doesn't work. Okay. And you want a sense of atmosphere. That means it's not going to be totally perfect. And you don't want it to be. So, yeah, I just lighten it up a bit. It's okay. Lighten it up. All right. Okay. Yeah, I've seen those sandstorms up close and personal. I'm not talking about those baby things either. Those sandstorms that can really hurt you. I've been in them. I've seen them. Very scary if you're not from that region of the country. You're not accustomed to it. Okay, so we have this one. Okay, we'll leave it alone, let it tack up, let it dry. All right. Okay, this guy. A wee bit darker than this. It's a little closer. Okay, we're gonna go brown. Let's make enough of it too. Purple. Okay, we'll mix it in there. Not enough purple. I only use a little bit at a time because paint isn't cheap. Okay, pop a little red in there. This guy's a little closer to us. All right. Um, I'm doing a little alteration, a little height thing. Like I said, there is nothing really gentle about an Arizona mountain. They look craggy up close. They look craggy far away. These guys will hurt you if you're not careful. It will make you respect it. You want to try to climb it, and you know they got friends up there to help protect the mountain. You know, called Diamondbacks. And they also got little fat, speckly lizards. Gila monster. Actually, my only time seeing a Gila monster was actually in a city neighborhood, urban area. He was out there, chilling by its curb. They're not the most aggressive creatures in the world. When they see you, they stop. They just stand there. As soon as you turn your back on them, though, they're out of there. They're out of dodge quickly. They don't want nothing to do with you. You're not a food source. They're thinking the other way, like you're gonna eat them. They don't really have nothing to do with you. They just want to get away from you, like most animals. Okay. Now, what I didn't talk to you about, but you guys can see it as I'm doing this, is contrast. Okay. The colors that I'm using are once again related to the sky. Okay. But I got enough. It's related to the sky, all right, and so there's still that bit of harmony in this. And when you're doing the American Southwest, you definitely have to keep that in mind of color harmony. No matter what the hue, no matter what the shade, all right, they're related. The colors are related to each other. That's what the uniqueness is of an Arizona desert. Nothing is really out of place color-wise. It's all there. It's all there. Good Lord, I just had enough. That's scary. Okay. Now you can see how things are starting to look. Now for you guys, because the light is, my light isn't that bright. All right, William, you take care. That's right, Fatima. That's right. Scorpions. That's right. The other dark meat. That's right. Scorpions. Seen them too. Okay. Um, so we got this guy. He's a bit closer. We bit closer than that fellow. And being that he isn't really up front like this one, he's a little closer to us. So we're gonna take some white. Okay. I'm gonna come down below here. And I'll flip the brush around. I'll make sure I come here first. I'll get to it. Bring things up around in that area. Now I'll just pat away. So we got a slight bit of haziness. It won't reach too high. And it'll scumble away. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. Okay. This guy is one is the tallest. Okay. He's gonna come down. It'd be all up in this other mountain's business. Okay. All right. I'm looking to see what colors I have here that I can use. And I don't really want to put it on this brush. I don't think I got enough. We'll see. Now, there's one color I never added yet in here. I never brought it back. And that is blue. I don't think it's a good idea for me to add this purple. This is going to make it more brown. Yeah, it made it a funky purple brown. That's not the color I'm looking for. I got a lot of it, but that's not what I'm looking for. I need to bring my blue back. Therefore, I need a strong blue. So I'm going to go with my Windsor blue. It's like cobalt, or not cobalt, but it's like a Prussian blue. Something pretty deep and dark there. All right. It will give, if you put it in with that deep red, it'll give you something almost close to, it's a super dark violet. It almost looks black. Okay. Well, now that will change things. That's why I'm only using a piece so I can show you. Okay, now, as you can see, well, maybe you can't, but it's like a deep blue. Now you put some of this red brown in there. And what's going to happen is it's going to get very close to black. Okay. But it's a natural black. All right. Without really being black. Because if you put solid black in this, one, it's going to stand out like a sore thumb. Not really what you want. I'm going to go with a little more of this reddish brown because I still want some of that in there. Okay, now I see the brown in there. Now I'm going to add some more of this previous color. Keep mixing it. Because once again, I want something almost close to close to black, not necessarily black though. There. We should have enough to cover it in a perfect world. We're about to find out right now. We're gonna still take I could use the 1H brush. I should use that. I'll use that one. I'll use a slightly larger brush. Actually, I have one here that's slightly larger right here in front of my face. Let's use this guy. I want to dip right in here. I'm hoping I got enough. We'll see right now. Okay, this guy is, I can see the top part right here. It comes down like that. You got some boulders and stuff happening here. Okay. Um, we'll keep it like that for right now. For right now. Because we got giant boulders and stuff going on over there. But here, again, it's some very strong contrast. And now you can see, at least you should see. If not, I'll turn the other light on so you can check it out. Right now we're dealing with values and contrast. Of course it looks flat because it's just one solid color. There won't be any mist for this one. No, he's right there, knocking right at the door. All right. Solid as you can get it. Okay. Now, here's the interesting thing. Because of those colors, you follow me? They're on the same horizon line right now. Okay. But they're not even the same distance. And you should be able to tell that. The darkest, you got the medium, and you got the lighter one in the back there. Okay. See that? All right. Okay. This is a synthetic brush. It is 1-inch brush. It's synthetic. Synthetic brushes stain. Let's go over here. They stain easy, but they hold their shape. They spring right back to life on you. Okay. All right. As I'm looking at things, obviously we're gonna let that settle. This is just about dry. That's very dry. All the rest of this I don't have to worry about. All right. We're at 8:42. Okay. As I'm checking out some things here, I don't really want, I would like to work on this one first, but not until this is dry. This one is dry. I can play around with it if I so choose. It depends on you guys. There's about 9 of you guys watching. I don't know how much better you guys can see that. Maybe if I raise that up a little bit. Put it over there. You guys can see that part a little bit better. All right. Maybe not. Okay. Go to your screens, huh? Well, hopefully I'm not boring you too much to death. Like I see, I'm knocking out a few birds with one stone with this. Okay. because somebody wanted, a few people wanted sunsets. Then a few people wanted, I know two people wanted deserts. Okay. Um, I know Larry wanted a skull and cactus. Cactus will be in here. Okay. So there's a few things going on with the painting, and a few subjects that I'm actually tackling right now with this, which is the only reason why I put the oranges and the reds and the different yellows together and put the purple and the blue up top, because it's going to be sunset, so nighttime's coming down here. Okay, all right. I guess we can play around with some of these mountains. Now, for the beginner, I've showed you the step by step. We went detailed with the sky and with the clouds and with the different colors, okay, of the clouds in here. All right. Now we've blocked in our mesas and such. Mesas they're not your normal mountains that you see Bob Ross and all the other guys do. These are not these type of mountains. They're just giant, rough looking rocks. All right. And their strata is going downward, like straight downward. Some of them have bands, some of them don't. But they do got the weird striation bands and stuff. All right. And I might be able to pull that off with some glazing. All depends on which way I want to go with this. All right. But I also have to keep in mind that I'm doing this for people who may not paint as often, obviously as often as me, but who may not, um, you know, they want to do it, but they don't know how or don't know how to approach it. So you can keep you can do whatever rock shape formation you want to. That's really not the issue. The issue is texture. How do you get the texture for mountains like this? Okay. Okay. The color I'm looking for, I don't seem to have. And what I'm looking at for that color, I cannot necessarily mix it because I don't have green. Therefore, we're going to go back to our umber. So we use burnt umber. Nobody's asking any questions. When it's kind of quiet, I get a little nervous, but it's okay. If you guys don't know, if no one asks any questions, I have no questions, you have no questions. So I'm looking at what knife I really want to use tonight. People tend to be a little intimidated with palette knives. I was at one time myself. I wasn't a fan, and that's because I was just too chicken to use one. Then I studied our modern masters and how they did it. Bill Alexander and Ross and others. I'm looking for my favorite. There it is. So I'm still debating. I could use this one. I could show you a technique for this. I wonder if I can zoom it in correctly. No, I would rather you do ask questions. One that keeps me going, makes me feel like I'm actually teaching somebody something. And so, let's see if I go this way. Let's see what it looks like. No. Let's go this way. No, let's go this way. Let's go upper left. Not necessarily. Let's go upper right. No. Well, let's go upper left. I can adjust that. I'm going to help you guys out. Hold on. Let's see if I can pull this off, Larry. Oh, shucky ducky. I think I might be able to pull this off, Larry. We might be done able to pull this off, Larry. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull this off. All right, let's see what happens. All right, you guys see that? Now, since I did that, okay, hopefully you guys can see that pretty clear. I don't know. I can't depend on my monitor screen. My monitor is not showing what you guys are looking at right now. Okay. It should be pretty cool. It should be focused in all right. So we'll see. But anyway, I got this bit of brown. We're gonna go with the brown. We're gonna come here. We'll put it around here. Get some yellow ochre-ish stuff. We'll just kind of pat it in there like that. All right. All right. Now just remember what colors we're using. We're using brown, the ochre. Okay. Let me be the first layer. Now I'm debating and I'm contemplating which version of this should I do for these type of mountains. Because once again, they go downward. I really should use the other knife for this. I'm thinking. We'll use this one. We'll see. Let's see if I can get it to look right. As you see, I'm patting the knife. You see the texture down there? Okay. That's the texture that's on this blade here. Okay. All right. I think I should have used the other knife, but we'll see. Right now, I'm just creating texture right now. And we're going to take the texture and we're going to touch and go downward. Now, you guys should be able to see this. And I'm going to continue to tap and go straight down like that. Now, if you guys cannot see me do that, because it's kind of dark, okay, then you'll see it when I highlight some things. I know it's dark, okay, unless I can really force that light to shine over here. And what I'm doing, I'm going down, I'm tapping, I'm using the corner of the knife. I'll come back and use the other corner, and I'm creating these downward textural rock patterns on this. All right, that's the way they tend to look. And as I highlight, I'll start putting different little stratas and little bits and pieces of rocks cutting across the other way. Okay. But much like that, like I said, I don't know if you guys can. You have a good night, Barry. Yeah, appreciate you stopping by, checking it out. Now, if you guys can't see this, you will see it once I highlight, and you'll see what I'm talking about. These guys, the mountains, are a different animal here. They're not the stuff you see in the Andes or the Adirondack mountains or whatnot. They're not the mountains of Appalachia. Definitely not. No, these are two totally different. They're different characters altogether. I'm not concentrating right now on a light or a dark side. Not with these fellas, not yet. Not yet. A lot of texture though. And my texture is deliberately up and down. Deliberately up and down. Whatever look I'm going to get with them later on will come later on. Go back into my brown. Go back into my yellow ochre. A little bit more. So I'm just mixing a bit more than I did last time. Okay. All right. Thank you. And once again, I'm taking my time with this. And what I'm doing also, you guys cannot see it there. I can put it this way. I'll just adjust it so you guys can see the handle a little bit better. Okay. So you should see it if I go in this direction like that, right here. All right, you guys see the texture there. All right. And I'm just tapping, but I'm using the corner, the sides. Not necessarily flat, but I'm using each side. And when I get done with that, then I'll use the flat part. So hopefully you guys see that. No, yeah, I guess you guys somewhat seen that. Hopefully it wasn't too dark. I forgot that I zoomed in over there. All right. I'll look at it on the replay eventually. But this style of making the mountains do take a bit of paint. All right. It has to be, I'm just going on the other side, adding the line. And as I do that, as I get done with the lines down there, I'll add the texture. The texture, very important, because when it comes to you layering other lighter colors, okay, like Bob Ross would say, it's going to take what it wants and leave you the rest. So leave your Arizona mountains very textured. If you're using a palette knife, let that texture work for you. Now these guys that are kind of close down here, I'm going to just touch. And I can guide the texture with the knife. All the way down here, get as close as you can. Now that I've done that with this particular mountain, I'll just let it dry. So hopefully, I don't know how well you guys see that, but yeah, well, it's gonna, when it dries, we'll add all sorts of interesting things to that. Okay. This is finished here on the other side. Let's see if I can, that's the upper right. All right, let me open that up. And let's adjust that a little bit. Well, you're kind of tall. So because it's tall, I might have to zoom out a tad. It's a little tall. So let me zoom out a bit. So bear with me, guys. I'm doing this from the upper left. You guys don't see it yet, but I'm trying to adjust this guy so you guys can somewhat see it here. I guess that's pretty good. All right, I'll lock it here. Let's bring it over there to the other side. Okay. Once again, it is kind of dark for you guys. I'm really trying to help you guys see this thing a little bit better if you can, but I don't know. Now, because this guy is a wee bit on its dark side, okay, and I still got that deep purple bluish kind of color happening over there. Okay, I'm gonna come here because I know you can still see the palette knife. Right in here, I'm gonna use some of this deep mountain color that I use. I'm gonna lighten it up a bit. Okay, I'll lighten it up. Now I'll get it a shade darker. Now I can gauge all of this by that color, so you guys can see it yourself. All right, it's a little deeper than what I had it, but you can see that it is lighter than its previous color, which is right there. You can pick it up on your zoom. All right, good. As long as you guys can see it. Okay, same thing. I can come over here. Let me do it with my right hand. And once again, we'll pick up all these different patterns here. And I'm take it, close as I can, touch. Now this is gonna look pretty cool. But you see this? You see that formation there? I can take that, what I'm doing right there. Okay, man, I hope you guys can see this. And I can kind of round it there. And then I can come down this way. Get a little path there and go on that way. All right. Still taking my little time with it. Here we got one right here. We'll touch. I will tap. See? Go straight with it. Just like so. Get a little angle in there like that for this one and roll it back. Like that. Get some more. I'm gonna come here. Touch. Come back out that way. And we'll have it joined together right there. And then we'll kind of bring this right off the page, like so. All right. Hopefully you see that. And hopefully it's in focus. It should be. I know it's kind of tough when it's zoomed in on here. Okay, and it's such a dark picture. So I'm hoping you guys can see that all right. Because on my computer, it doesn't look like you guys can, but maybe you can. I can't tell on my tablet because it looks like it's pretty dark. Of course, you know, I see it clear as day. I'm leaving a little darkness in there, so it gives me a little separation. You follow me? Now we have boulders and stuff going on here, and we're gonna get to those too. That all involves all this clever shading, all up in here. They're big rocks all up in here. Okay, big boulders in there. But once again, we'll work all that later. Don't think about that right now. We'll get to that. You work in broad strokes, and then you work broad, then you get tighter, 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 and tighter. All right. Okay. That's what I was talking about. Okay. Once again, it's pretty dark. Yeah, I know it's hard to see. It is, even with the light on it. Hold on, can't see nothing right now. Okay, yeah, even with the light on it, it's probably pretty dark for you guys. And I'm trying to really get you guys to see it here, but I know it's pretty dark. Okay, it is dark. For you guys, it is dark. Okay, I get this disturbing light out of your way. Put it like that. Okay, I will put it back to, actually, we're almost, well, I got one more here. So I'm gonna have to adjust it again. You can see it under the light, okay. Well, this next one, you know what, I don't want, maybe not, that might not be too good for me to do that. But it's this one here, all right, that guy. Now that fella, I can use this brown I got here. Okay, but I'm gonna lighten that brown. I'm just lighten a bit of it right here. Just a bit, because I still want it to be in the back there. And I might even use a touch of red. All right, something like that. Give me a little bit of red in there. Remember that texture stuff. Okay. Okay, so this guy back here. We'll start from the right hand side. A little touch. A little touch. A little touch. Come this way. Come downward. Be careful. You know, some little edges there. And it's just me tapping. Borrow some of this. Remember, it's all texture. Don't necessarily know if I'm going to use a lot of highlighting for this. If I do, it will be very bright and not much of it. Or I can use this mountain. I'm deciding as I'm talking to you. I can use this mountain to dull out the edges and get a nice little sun glare. That will help with this. And I'm going to aim it outward. See this? Aim outward. Angle all of that outward like this. All right. These monoliths do have a pattern in the path, even though it's hard for you to see it right now with the darker ones. Oh, you're more flat on. I want it more in the corners. I need it more on the edges here. Just a little touch, and then it turns. Okay. Get it as close as you can to the other one as possible. Scratch some of that out of there. Okay. All right. I'll put it back on its normal. Okay. What I'll do also, so you guys can see, you guys don't need to see my face at this stage. How about that? You guys get to see it that way. All right. And since we're only dealing with the top half, this doesn't matter. Let's see if I can zoom that in a little bit more for you guys. Like that. Okay. So you should be able to see, and don't look like a little person running somewhere. Anyway, you should be able to see texture now. Okay, even with the light on it. You should be able to see a little something going on there with it. Okay. Even with the other fellow there. You see all that texture going on there with it? Okay. And then the darkest one. Right. I'll keep it up there like so. Like you said, you don't need to see my face here. All right. Oh, I bet it is. I bet it comes in really super on the big screen, especially when it's now opened up a little bit. It's spread out. And don't worry about the top, because that little peak right there, it's almost the top where the tape starts. So you're not really missing nothing. You can see where the light is up here. It's on this side. All right. But anyway, we did clouds. We did our first pass of the mountains. So far. So far. All right. I'm going to let it dry a bit. So either you can ask questions, or we can call it a night. It's really up to you. It's 9 o'clock. Because we can always come back and continue. What I want to do is just finish off on the mountains. Because if I finish off on one layer, okay, then I don't. Or if I finish off the mountains, and I really don't have to come back to it. All right, then we can work tomorrow or whatever on the next stage. So I really want to finish off the mountains. So it's really up to you. But yeah, I know that this one would have been definitely hard to see. This one I can get away with whatever. This one was going to be a bear for you guys to see. But I'm hoping that I said it clear enough that you understand now, even though they're on the same exact plane, all right, but each one is 3 different distances away. Okay, definitely further away. Definitely the closest. Okay, and he's in between them both. All right. Now I can extend that by bringing this guy a wee bit below. Okay, but if I do that, I'd have to cut the tape and make it all lumpy and whatnot. Okay, I don't necessarily have to have this in front of that. It's just got to be below the horizon line, even if it is a little bit. Kind of looks like Godzilla's foot, don't it? But that's neither here nor there. Either one could be. But that just came into my mind. But yeah. So you guys do want me to finish it off. Finish off the mountains. I can do that. That's doable. I can do that. On YouTube, this is going to be separate from everything else. One is going to say instruction or whatever I typed in there, and I believe I only have it in there. Okay, as instruction. So there'll be a series of paintings that I'll do through time. That'll be instruction. They'll be kind of time consuming, and they'll just be there, and it's definitely for people to learn. So hopefully I'm going slow enough for that to happen. So I will finish off these guys on tonight, and then we'll move on. What's tomorrow? Thursday. More than likely be either Thursday evening like this or sometime in the afternoon. I don't know yet. But that little fella cracks me up. And keep in mind that these mountains are in the background. All right, they're not foreground mountains. Okay. Yes, Marilyn, I had to. Scaredy cat. Yes. And to make it make it even funnier, it's almost the correct scale. So yes. So yeah, it almost looks like a Godzilla foot. I think I'm going to do something pretty neat with this. We'll see if I pull it off. Because once again, these guys are background guys. Okay. So I'm going to have to put some I have to scumble some haze across these fellows. It doesn't have to be all over. It's almost part way. Some thin haze back there. And then when we get to the ground here, I think I'll have the ground maybe part crackle, part little bit of greenery just for the cactus. Okay, we'll put the cactus in certain spots and areas, which again is why I have the horizon lines. Now, will we see the horizon lines? I doubt it, but I'll do something there. Okay, because I can always kind of slyly put them back because I do have the dot right there. It is there. Okay, it can be cleverly hidden, but the dot is. I'm looking right at the dot. That's right there. and you probably can see it too. When it comes to highlighting the mountains, that's relatively the easy part, okay, because the texture is already there on these fellows. They're just about dry, almost. This one here is probably pretty darn close. Yeah, it's getting there. So, once again, it's one of the beneficial things about he thought he was a surfer dude. Hey guy. Nah. He's one of those running man people. You know, he's just butt naked running through the desert. Yeah, you can use crackle paint on the desert floor. Sure, you can do that. I don't have crackle paint. I got modeling paste. I don't have crackle paint. But modeling paste I really didn't need because the paint I have, even the charcoal, I can get away. It's thick enough for me to add the texture and such. So I didn't need that. I would use the texture paste for the palette craft paint, that thin stuff. I would use the crackle paint or the modeling paste to thicken that up, you know, for that. Okay, let's start to highlight these guys. I can highlight them now with the straight knife if I choose to, and I choose to. All right, we got a mess here, but I think it's a mess that I can manage. It's a mess that I can manage here. I can manage this mess. I want to use, I wanted to use something a little different than that, but I think we'll go with this for right now. We'll swipe across as usual. Okay. All right, let's start from over here. Um, Hopefully you guys can, oh man, I hope you guys can see this. So we'll start here. We already know where the light source is coming from. And we'll just give it a touch. Like that. Look at this, look. Look at that. I'm not doing nothing but just touching this thing. I can trail it, have it come out this way. Come over here a little bit. Something like so. Okay. We'll come here. And we'll kind of have it come this way. One here. Around there. Now what's happening is that the paint is coming off on the raised areas of the paint I had before. So once again, take it, the painting will take what it wants and give you back the rest. Like going to the store buying groceries, and it give you back the rest. We'll have that one come over there on that side like that. Now since I did that right, let's make this a little stronger like that, and we'll have it come out there. Give it another one here. Since I did that, now I just made another range. That guy way back there. I can just keep him dark. He's further back. Now, because of the brightness of the light, we can just keep him looking like that. And we just light those up. So now we just created four of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see how easy that was? You see how quick that was to do that? Okay. I know. Wild, right? Okay. Let's go to this one. Let's take a little bit of yellow. You see how far can you guys see this? Can y'all see that? Yep, you guys can see that. All right. Bring it straight out. Flatten it right out. I'm just cleaning off my palette knife here. Swipe straight across, just like that. Get a nice little paint. I'll use my right hand. I'm ambidextrous, so I can, kind of get away with it. And we come here, little touch it like that. Little touch. Look at this. Do this craziness. Now this is why I added a little white to this. Okay, but look at that. That's just nuts, right? Put it right on the top there. And then come down. Add a little love there. Probably a little something in there. See that? Yeah, that's just him back there. Okay. Isn't that nuts? Probably like that. Yeah, give him a little peak or something. A little bump there to keep him a little uneven there. Like that. Maybe we'll have something jet out a little further in there. That's just for him. Okay. Well, since I'm already at it, watch this. Right on its edge. Just like so. Just a little bit on its edge. Right up in here. Okay. Just on its edge. So it's capturing some of that residual light there. Look, some of that here, like that, and then bring it straight down. So how's that for desert lighting? Just a little touch. We'll come here. Add some of that love right up in here. All right. I'm going to take a very small, tiny edge. Come up here and add a little touch of something right up in there. Something all you need is a slight touch. Just a little bit. Right, just to crest the top edges of them there. All right. See that? Now I'm doing this once again very slow. Okay. Methodically slow. Just to show you what you can do. Now I use both. What's that other one? Now I've used both knives. Okay. And you see the shape of them there. Okay, both knives. All right. I like this because of that little hook there, so your knuckles don't get all into it there. All right. Okay. All right. We're not done yet. We got this guy. We got that guy. Take some more white. Come over here with me. Right in here. Now, as you see, that dried up, so not much happening there. Get a little bit of that blue in there, just like that. Just like this. And you flatten it right out. Flatten it out. All right. All right. Now, take your blade, swipe across, just like that. All right. Nice little roll of paint. You'll definitely see this. We'll start here. And you just touch it. Touch. Like that. And come here and do it again. Like that. Okay. Bring it down. We'll start to roll it across. Because we got boulders here. All right. Another one. Right up in here. We got this one here. We'll kind of go up there like that. It's catching most of that little light there. You gotta add the sound effects. If you don't add the sound effects, I feel sorry for you. It just doesn't work. Just a little touch, and you can kind of rake it across a little bit in whatever direction you feel. Come around there. Come around here. We'll roll it like that. Roll it over here a little bit. Come on down. Roll it there too. So it's like you're taking your knife and doing the letter C. Like that. I know I make it look easy. Not being arrogant, I know I do. But I've been doing this for a while. Okay, you guys can do the same thing. No doubt. You can do the very same thing I'm doing. Now, I'll take the little tiny little baby edge. I just got that little 1/4 inch edge. And you go into your little details there. Touch a little bit there. Pull it down. Now you get the paint breaking and doing all of this interesting stuff because one, you don't have nothing slippery where it can just there's no oil or anything, nothing slippery to where it's just sliding. The paint is actually just breaking. And that's what you want. You want the paint to break. You get the impression of texture on the rocks. Okay. All right. And that's basically what you're looking at. Okay. So the further away you are, okay, the highlight colors become a little darker, a little more on the blue side. Blue, violet, whatever you feel like calling it on that particular day. Right here, right on its top. Sometimes it just takes a little pat, a little touch, just to outline the edge. Okay. Now my hand being there, it changes the setting a little bit, so it brightens it up. You guys can see it. I'll just put my arm up there. The camera brightens up that area. You can take a good look. Okay. So I'm looking. I don't want too much of it highlighted. The top's being highlighted. I don't necessarily really want that to be highlighted. It's okay there. The rest is fine. You know, I don't need that to be highlighted. This is a little higher up that it catch it. All right. Okay. So I appreciate that, Fatima. Um, as I'm looking at it here, we're about to do something crazy, and I'm gonna do it. Well, this is I will say this is the first layer of what I'm gonna do. Okay, the first layer of craziness. But let me do something real quick here. That might be too thick. Let's thin that out. Let's go back across real thin, like. Let's see if I can get away with it. See if I can get away with it. A little bit of the edge there. Now that was a wee bit too much. So I'm glad that happened because I can show you how to fix that. I'll take a little tiny brush, get some water. It's still wet. And we'll just wipe that away. Dry off your brush. Wipe it away. You get as thin as you want, wipe it away. Wipe it away, keep on wiping it away. It just gets thinner and thinner. Don't worry. Worry not. I make a little skip there. See? Wipe it away. You're all right. Don't cry about it. You'll be okay. Okay, just like that. Just wipe it away. Okay. Hashtag don't panic. All right. We're gonna do something pretty darn cool. I have to make sure all of this is dry, and I believe it is, at least on one side. All right, I'm gonna show you this last thing, and we're gonna call it a day. All right, or an evening. Let's get rid of this. I have to wait a few seconds. I'll use some of this lemon yellow and stuff. I just gotta clean this palette here. It's nothing but a paint scrape brush and rubbing alcohol. Okay, we'll get rid of some of this stuff. Get rid of it. I really don't need the purple. I don't need the well, the brown I probably will use later, but I don't need the purple. The purple will go away too. So we'll clean all this up real fast. This is a glass palette. The gray, it did come in neutral gray, so you can see your true color. Okay, they do come in white. They come in gray. They come in various sizes also. They come larger than this. I'm trying to think if this is the smallest size it might be. But it's perfect for me. Absolutely perfect. All right. Your paint has to be totally dry to do what we're going to do next here. This is not the first or the last time I'm going to do it for this painting, but we are going to do it just to show you how to do this. And it's so fun to do it with acrylic paint than it is with oil. All right. You know what? Yeah. Oh, I still got plenty left, don't I? No, it already did it. I got to start it again. There. I had to start it all over again. Okay. I usually have this timer like on 20 clicks. And it went on this last one because I started this way early. And I just left it on. I really didn't know when I was going to come on. Okay. Here comes the fun part, sweetheart. Let's take a little bit of lemon yellow here. I'm trying to think if I really... I'll think about it here. Let's get a little bit of lemon yellow right here, okay? And I'm thinking. Yeah, I'll use the lemon yellow and white for what I'm going to do now. Okay, so we'll get a touch of lemon yellow, put it right here. Let's get some white, mix it. Okay. Here comes the fun part, sweetheart. Oh, I'm looking for my blue tape, to which I cannot find. I know it's around here somewhere. I'm looking. Oh, I knocked my microphone off. Oh, let's put the microphone about. Sorry, guys. And let's put the microphone right there. All right, I'm on the hunt for my blue tape. If I cannot find my blue tape, to which I know I seemingly can't find it, it is around here somewhere. It's probably buried under this crap, but that's okay. I'll just use this. Yeah, this will work. This will work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tape, I'm going to put it on my towel and take some of the stickiness off of it. All right. And I'm going to get another piece of tape, almost equal length. Okay. This is the safest way to paint sun rays. Now, I could do this freehand, but I'm teaching you, so it's best for me not to do it freehand. Okay. Once again, I'm just putting like all sorts of debris on the sticky end of the tape so it's not too overly super sticky. All right. Well, my buddy's coming on in a few minutes too. About 20 minutes. Okay. There's the dot for the horizon, your perspective point. All right. Okay, let's put a little sun ray right about here. Okay. Just like that. And then we got the other one right here. I can just get away with using that one, really, to be honest with you. And it's right here, and we'll put it right there, like that. Okay. I don't necessarily have to come here. I can start right here, right there. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a brush. I'll take the 1/2-inch brush. Here's this yellow-white mix. I'm going to rub into the yellow-white mix, only on one side. Okay, you see it looks like that. Don't press too hard. Very lightly. Very lightly. I'll start from here. Very lightly. Very lightly. Just like this. Okay. Very light. Just like that. Very lightly. Very lightly. Now watch what happens. You peel it off. Okay. Get that nice little sunburst going on there. Look at that. Okay. All right. Let me stop playing with you guys. We'll put one right here. Just like this. Yeah, it's going to be over here. That little crook right there. All right. And go right from that point. I already know where it's going to be. Let's go. Yeah, I'm right here. So let's do it like that. Let's put it right there. All right. Get you some more of this love right in here. We're going to be in this area right in here. This little area right there. Take your brush very lightly. Very lightly. Very lightly. Yeah, like that. I don't even have to go all the way across. This won't be necessary. Okay. I really didn't want it there. I wanted it right from here. But it's all right. It's all good. It's all good. It's all goodish. I promise it's all goodish. All right. So we do partly here, all the way here. All right. Okay. Pow! Now the sunburst. Bam! Look at that. Talk about suspense. Is that something else? Okay. I can only go so far with this because, we got cactus and all that other stuff happening. All right. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Let's do it that way. Yeah. Let's take this. Let's go over here. Oh God. All right. I'm suffering from my art here. All right. We'll put it. Yeah, whatever. Right about there. All right. Now you have to think kind of like perspective and distance. Okay. So it's not coming this way. It's coming from behind this and going past that way. So it's coming pretty much that way. Give him a strong burst there. Get in there. Get in there. Just like that. Pow! Just like that. Okay. That's pretty neat. I like the way that looks. That's all right. That there is all right. I don't care. That's all right. We'll do one more, and we'll call it a night. Okay. I'll do it like that. It doesn't necessarily have to come from the actual vantage point. It won't be necessary. It doesn't have to come from over there. But we'll let it fly. Come wrap in there like that. I'm only using one side of the brush. Just once again, like stumbling, it's just one side of the brush. And it will come here. We'll add a little bit of that in there. Come this way. Okay, I think that will be more than enough. We're gonna clean off the brush. We'll take that off. We'll just set this for right now. We'll set one strip here. We're gonna use this again. Okay, so we'll just leave one up here. We'll leave one way up here. We know what it is. Excuse me. All right, so this is what we have so far. Let's take this away. Okay. Okay. So we've done the sky. We've done the mesas. All right. We've done some sun rays. We did 4. All right. There'll be others. Okay, because you have to put. We're gonna have a few for the cactus also. All right. All right. I can take this off because we're done here. Okay, we're finished. Well, this is part 1. Okay. Now remember when I told you that if you put a lot of paint on here, you're gonna develop a film. That's what happened. Cause you see it pull. Okay, that's why I'm pulling in the opposite, going downward, going into the other area, because a film has developed with the paint. Oh, I forgot. Sorry. There. Okay. So that's what we have so far right now. All right. Oh, but Katie, we're gonna come here. We're going to reverse it. Yeah, we'll do it reverse. I'm just getting it ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow, Thursday. Just like so. I don't have to, you know, tape it totally. All I need is this edge. That's the important part anyway. Okay. Just that bottom. The bottom, we will blend color, blend color, blend color, blend color. And then we'll add our ground. We'll add our cacti. We'll add our maybe a bush or two or whatever. There'll probably be some long grasses somewhere on this fella. Okay. I'm gonna show you once again more aerial perspective. All right, I showed it to you with the mountains. Now we're gonna show it to you here with the shading. Obviously, it's brighter here. This is where your light source is. And as we go down, it gets a little deeper and darker. When I say darker, it doesn't necessarily mean black, but it is darker. And then we might get some stuff to highlight that sunlight. Once again, it all goes into aerial perspective, but I'll show you and teach you that. All right. Yeah, we may throw some tumbleweed in here. We don't know yet. Okay. So, yeah. So, I do believe we may have a finished painting tomorrow. We'll see. Where are we here? Oh, right here. So let's do this. This is a different series. Okay, yes, I got my little skin cap on. It's called I Need a Haircut. Thank you guys for watching this segment, which is the first of probably many. People sent me in pictures on my Facebook page, on my profile page. I pinned the subject up top. So whatever ideas people have, they can send them to me. I'll try to do as many of them as I can. It gives me something to do. It gives me a fresh outlook and outtake on how to do this and how to do it for people who are learning how to paint. It looks, when it's finished, it looks a whole lot more complicated than what it really is. It's just simple techniques that you learn and you put it together according to the subject at hand. All right, like I said, it's been quite some time since I did a desert scene and doing it with the colors that people are asking for. So it challenges me, which is cool because it brings me back into what I used to do way back in the beginning when I started painting. I used to paint a lot like this and a lot slower and such. So, but with all of that said, I do thank you guys. I appreciate you. I got to go in and retitle this part 1 and get part 2 set up. But thank you very much. We're going to go and bother Mike Trapp in about literally 10 minutes. I'm going to pop him on the big screen and say hi to him and enjoy his work. I missed him yesterday, so I won't miss him tonight. So, no problem, Madonna. Be careful what I asked for. No, I knew exactly what I asked for because, excuse me, there was nothing in the tank. Starting to stutter. There was nothing in the tank, so I really had to do that because when it gets like that, then you won't see me on for quite a while. I know that the internet is acting up, so I'll get off of here. Oh yeah, that's one of my little Avengers mannequin. It's Hulk, Thor. I think I got Spider-Man and Captain America back there. Yeah, there's King Kong, Mothra, Godzilla down on the wall. King Kong is right there. And then I got my origami planes back there. I think I got an origami plane above my head over there. I got all sorts of stuff hanging around. I got Wolverine claws sticking on the wall up there. I got all sorts of stuff. But all right, guys, I shall see you when I see you. Take care. Peace.